Hello everybody, I'm Mike and today we're going to review the Orchid V3 clone from Fasttech and the acrylic top cap for the K-Fun. So what is this? This is an RTA based on a K-Fun but with Helios Plume Veil style deck. You can build dual coils much easier in an Orchid than with a K-Fun. I have seen some pictures on Reddit of people building dual coils on K-Funs, but personally I think it has to be really hard and cumbersome. So continuing, where did I get this from? I got it, of course, from Fasttech, and it came originally with this tank section, and the RTA with this tank section cost me $10.52. The bell cap was $1.80, and I was eligible for free shipping, but I decided to pay 77 cents for shipping through Singapore posts, so it would be a little bit faster. Even though I paid for shipping, I had to wait 32 days to receive this. It was quite a while, but it was kind of worth it. I ordered a kanthal clone in brass at the same time, and I'm still waiting. It has been since the 16th of March on Lisbon in customs and hasn't moved yet according to the tracking information. So I figured that 32 days isn't that bad, and I have heard about Fasttech delays in the past, and I still decided to go with it because I thought that $12 for this setup, it has to be worth it. It's so inexpensive, and it was. So I'm using it on an Nzonic clone from EHPro that they call the E-Vape, I think, with a purple Efest 2500 milliampere rating, discharge rate, sorry. Right out of the charger I measured it and it was 4.22 volts. So vapor production. As you can see, it's kind of good for an RTA. I think it's good. I forgot to talk about this, but I have 26 gauge kanthal dual coil, 2.5 millimeter diameter at 0.45 or 4. I don't remember ohms. I tried it at first with a 0.6 ohm coil, and the flavor wasn't really coming through. Now it's a little bit better, but I think this device is more for vapor and not so much for flavor. And usually with my devices, I care about flavor and not vapor. But I understand how this could be useful for some people. So let's go in the up close segment where I will show you the components. I will unbox this and give some of my opinions on this tank section, the standard one, that I think it's like a fogger, a typhoon tank section, and the bell cap, which is better. By the way, the majority of the spare parts that you can find for a K-Fun will fit on the Orchid. That's why I said it was almost like a K-Fun. Well, so let's go to the up close segment. So here we have the Orchid V3 clone from Fasttech. The packaging is very unimpressive. Really bad, but remember, you're only paying $10 for this atomizer, so at least it has a package, and it is kind of well secured while in shipping. So we open it. As you can see, it's this kind of plastic thing. It doesn't even fit well, the tank inside the packaging. But as you can see, this package is for the fogger, the Yeti. I think they're referring to the Tobe, maybe the Pro tank. So it's kind of an universal package. We have our Orchid clone. This is the tank section it comes in. It has, for $10, I will say this right away, I wasn't expecting to have a mouthpiece that is wide enough and has a Delrin or Peak, I don't know, insulator. It doesn't get hot really, but I don't like it. As you can see, an example what I have here, yeah, this is a Pro Tank Mini 3 mouthpiece. This one has a wider bore, but it's too thick, and I never liked thick mouthpieces because back when I smoked, I used to smoke. I used to roll my own cigarettes, and I used a slimmer filter, so it was even slimmer than a cigarette, and this is really too wide, too thick for me, and really there was no need. But it's an alright trick tip for the price you pay. Then it comes with some kanthal. I think this may be 34 gauge kanthal. You will really not use it. Of course, the blue screwdriver, essential. One more for the collection. Spare O-rings. This is really spare O-rings and screws. This is one for the bottom feeding, and the others are for the deck. Really good. That's always good to have spare O-rings. And the thing that I've noticed is that authentic devices usually don't come with as much spare parts as cones, so that's good. And finally, some silica wick, which you will not use it to. Basically, these two you can throw away. I doubt that you will use them. It's really old school, and nowadays you can grab some organic cotton and some thicker gauge wire. This doesn't make sense nowadays with the devices we have. But at least it comes with them. It comes for free with a package. So here we have our Orchid. As you can see, you are only supposed to fill this by the bottom, but I have already filled it from the top. You can unscrew this here. And here you have your top cap, and you can fill from here. But my experience was leaking. I didn't like it at all. So now I want to talk about the two tank sections I ordered for this Orchid. This is the bell cap, and I think it's about $1 something. Let me check. Sorry, $1.80. So it's quite cheap. And I will say this right away, I prefer to use the bell cap to this tank section, which isn't even the Orchid tank section. I think it's more like a Typhoon or a Fogger tank section. It looks like a Fogger tank section. Let me take a look at my notes. So the reasons what I think are the positive things about the bell cap. First of all, the weight. It's really light compared to this one. This one is really heavy, and I will put the two of them on a scale in a little bit to show you the big difference. For me, the bell cap has a more appealing design overall. These two particular ones, I found that the bell cap with the bell cap, I'm able to put more juice on the device, more sturdy, more rugged, more robust. It can handle the all-day. It can handle being an all-day device, and you can throw it in your pockets or on your backpack without worrying about it. Really, I don't think this will crack easily, only due to juices. This one, not so much. I don't think this would be secure. But I will say this right away, in my personal opinion, this is the one I'm going to use when I use this device. I will not use this at all. The other positive for this Tayfun tank section would be being able to top fill. You can't top fill with this one. The only way I've found to fill this, to fill with this tank section is using the bottom feed screw. Okay, now let's weigh the two different tank sections and compare them with other devices. So here we have an RTA, here we have a Nautilus Mini, a clear miser with the, of course, the stainless steel tank section, and here we have the Veritas clone. So let's turn this on. First of all, let's start with this one, and this is going to be kind of tricky, but as you can see, 75 grams. Let's compare it to the Nautilus. 47 grams, and this tank, this atomizer is using has juice. The other two are empty. And finally, you would think that this one will be heavier than the Orchid, but nope. 55 grams. This one is clearly the heaviest one. And just for fun, I wasn't planning on doing this, but let's do it. Let's weigh this top part to see how much does it weigh. Oops, chimney came off. 22 grams. That's almost half of the weight of the Nautilus. So you can see why I don't like this. This is too heavy, it's too thick. It shouldn't, sincerely, I would prefer not to have this fin sinks and have this section being a little bit more deep so I could fit more juice in it. I don't like the design of this, and for $1.75, I think, cents, you are better off with the other one. And now I'm having a problem. Oh my god, I can't unscrew this. I have my fingers kind of wet, and this is when this thing comes handy. This is a capo, and it's a guitarist's best friend in those moments where you have to change the key of a song and you are not ready for it, and in these moments that you want to unscrew something and you can't grip it. Yeah, it always works. So, as you can see, here is our deck. Sorry for this build, it's kind of messy, but the deck is really, really, really tiny. It's annoying how tiny it is. It really is, and for comparison, sorry, I wanted to get something more similar to this one, and this is a Helios clone. The deck is pretty similar, and you'll see the difference in size. Yeah, I need to clean this coils, but as you can see, the deck is way tinier, way smaller. It was, for someone that is used to build on something like this, And something like the Veritas isn't really a good example because it's such a weird deck. But for someone that's used to build on 22mm devices, decks, this is really strange. And now I have my fingers dirty. Yeah. But as you can see, it's a really, really, really small deck. It's small. The air comes from underneath the coil, and I think with the V6, you have something. I think that is a peak. I think it's peak or even stainless steel. I don't remember. But it's kind of raised, so you don't have as much leaking issues as you have with this thing. Fortunately, I followed the advice of people on YouTube, on forums, and the only time it leaked on me was when I tried to fill it from the top. I don't recommend filling it from the top. But as you can see, the deck is kind of a Plume Veil and Alias style deck. It would be easy to build if not for how tiny it is. The other thing that it's bad about this one is the screws. The screws cut my leads if I tighten them too much, and that's something that it's kind of bad. I don't know how that happens, but it's really, really annoying when you are like, oh, I'm almost there, I'm getting rid of the hot spots, and then you think, well, let's tighten it a little bit more, and there it goes. The lead is cut. It's so annoying. More. This is the how you feel it, and there goes the ProTank Mini drip tip. This is how you feel it. You unscrew this. And before I purchased this, I always saw people using syringe needle bottles or even syringes to fill this, and I found that with a regular something like a Mount Baker bottle, this one, Thug Juice, I love this juice. This juice is so good, Thug Juice. I have to do a review on it. But with this kind of bottle, if you can align, it's a little bit like this. It feels without any problems. It's how I've been feeling this device. So let's reassemble it. By the way, here is I forgot to talk about this. This is the chimney. The chimney is fairly short, so you don't lose much flavor, and the vapor, when it gets to your mouth, it's kind of hot still. The threads, I really think for $10 they are amazing. This device all around for $10, I wasn't expecting to get something as good as what I've got. I think it's really good for the price you pay. It's really, really, really good. And as you can see with this bell cap, it looks amazing. I think it looks really cool, and even with I've been using the drip tube it came with. It's kind of a tight fit, but there you have it. It's an amazing device. So, in conclusion, for $13, I would recommend this device to the advanced vapor who's comfortable building and knows how to deal with the various problems that this device could give you. Although it hasn't given me many problems, but from reviews and threads that I've read on Reddit, I know that some people find it difficult to find the right tweaking method. But for the price, really, I think it's amazing. If you don't mind clones, I would recommend you buying it. So the things that I have in favor of it that I think are good, as PewSauter says, the thumbs up, are the good vapor production. for an RTA, of course. The warm vapor, I find that because it has a small chamber, a small chimney, the vapor is nice and warm. The flavor is decent. It's not awesome. It's not as good as a Veritas, but it's decent. It's good enough, but not enough to be good, if you know what I mean. And it's relatively easy to build for people who are used to this kind of decks. And just want to touch on something that I said in the up close portion. I was saying over and over that the deck was tiny, but not really. I think it may be a good sized deck for an RTA, but I'm used to use an RDA. This is my first RTA, so I was kind of shocked when I saw that small of a deck, because when you see reviews on videos, everything seems to be bigger, and then when it comes to you by mail, you look at it and you're like, oh, everything is so small. But continuing, the deck isn't tiny. It's a good sized deck. The bad things I have to say about this one is wicking. Wicking, I recommend watching videos on YouTube, and your method of wicking has to change according to the PG-VG ratio. If I'm using, now I'm using an 80 VG 20 PG juice. If I put right now a 50-50 blend in this tank, it would start leaking non-stop because I barely have any wick inside the juice channels. And with a 50-50 juice, you have to put more wick in the channels. And at first, I got some dry heats, but after realizing and changing the cotton from organic cotton to Japanese organic cotton, Koh Gen Do, I noticed right away a difference. But it's very finicky, and you have really to experiment to find the right wicking method. That's the biggest con of this device, is the wicking. And I have one more thing to say, yeah. And so, if you don't get the wicking right, you will get dry heats or you will get leaking. Personally, I got more dry heats than wicking. And dry heats are so unpleasant. And in this device, it's really, really hard to take the juice out without wasting it. So, check out videos about wicking if you're buying this device, but I would recommend it. If you're, as I said, if you are an advanced vapor for $13 total, I would recommend it. The links for the exact items that I bought from Fasttech will be in the description below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like if you think I deserve, and subscribe if you want more. Bye.